Oh, the beauty of the earth. Just look at it, another beautiful day. We got a blustery cold wind now, so it's probably about 6 or 7 degrees, that's all. Well, let's focus on the positives. So what I'm going to talk about today is the issue of luck. So from time to time, people on my YouTube channel, they say, oh, you're so lucky to live in Finland. Well, not that often, but sometimes some people do. And then you'll have other people who say, oh, you're so lucky to have a Finnish wife because that's enabled you to come and live in Finland. So what do I think about that? Well, to be honest, I actually think it's quite insulting. And it's not the first time in my life that I've had people telling me that, I guess it's an element of envy, actually. And envy's not good, by the way, never envy people. Yeah, people who are like, I don't know, envious, and they basically confuse decisions that have been made as luck. So they'll say, my mum used to do it, I'll be open about it. I've got a brother, and my brother has stayed in Rochdale. He decided not to go to university. He decided what he was going to do for a living, and he's never really given me the impression that he's enjoyed doing the job that he chose to do. And my mum's often said to me, oh, you're so lucky. She'll say, oh, you're so lucky that you went to Israel and spent 6 months on a kibbutz. You're so lucky that you decided to go to university. You're so lucky that you ended up working as a teacher. You're so lucky that you decided to write A-level business studies textbooks or economics articles for magazines. And now, can you see why? Oh, and then she'll say, my brother, she'll call him Little Phil. He's younger than me, about 18 months younger than me. She'll say, oh, he's so unlucky because these things that she values, you know, like going to Israel, spending time on a kibbutz, going to university, all of that jazz, the things that she values, she wishes that my brother had experienced the same things. And because I experienced those things and he didn't, she attributes that to luck. So can you see where I'm going with this? Is that I think it's something that I observe quite a lot, which is people misappropriating the consequences of good decision making and calling that, labeling that good luck. Oh, you're so... And can you see why it's quite upsetting, actually? Because, you know, going to Israel, going to university, moving to Finland, these things were all conscious decisions. And when you make a decision, there's always risks associated with that, you know. It might work out, it might not work out, you know, and it takes a bit of guts. And also, you know, A-level textbooks don't write themselves. So whilst I'm writing, you know, these textbooks in my summer holidays, I could have been doing something else, you know. Like my brother spends a lot of time in his back garden on the barbecue drinking beer from Aldi, right? So presumably because he enjoys doing that, and fair play to him. But and to be fair to him, he hasn't given me the look line. It's just been my mum who's done that. And you know, it's wrong to attribute the outcomes of decisions and hard work and just call that luck. So like I'm hoping today, actually, let's turn the camera. Hopefully I'm going to capture some interesting wildlife. Maybe some swans flying over in formation. Let's see. So let's talk about like me being in Finland. Was that down to luck? Well, I'm not going to go into the kind of messy details of how I met my wife, but it actually stemmed from me making a decision to go and spend some time in Finland. And also, you know, my wife had something to say about it. I'm not sure that she'd be terribly happy, you know, to attribute it to life's roulette. And look, you know, there was conscious action involved on both of our parts, and I'm very pleased to say that it's worked out. Now the thing is, you know, for people who are kind of a bit lazy, fearful, what they're likely to do is just sit at home, right? So if you sit at home, the chances of you finding, I don't know, an Italian man or a Finnish woman, well, they're going to be very, very close to zero, aren't they? In a way that's going to function. I know these days you can have like international online dating or whatever. I don't understand any of that. Quite relieved to say that as well. You know, it's not going to work out for you. You have to get out there. Just had to stop the camera there because I was getting bogged down in the mud. All the snow's melted, and of course you have 6 months worth of snow, and it all melts at the same time. So it's a bit boggy, but I'm enjoying myself. I made the decision to get out and about and enjoy the nice weather. Yeah, so this is another topic that comes up again and again and again, and I think it's some people have said, myself included, that we don't just need an economic revolution, we need a moral and spiritual revolution as well. One of the problems that a lot of people have is envy. You know, the Gary's economics, all we have to do is tax the rich more, you know, steal their stuff, and then corrupt politicians will give it to us. Sorted. Schools are terrible for that. Even the private school that I work for, rich people are just lucky. They're born into the right families. The rich are undeserving of their richness. It's all down to luck and happenstance, and it's all not fair. And we need big authoritarian government to come in and take from people who were just lucky and give it to me, little old me, who was unlucky. And the problem with this point is that it's a denial of reality, in that people that have been successful are they've got there through their own efforts, through hard work, disciplined, consistent hard work. And it's extremely denigrating for somebody to come along and just say, no, it had nothing to do with you, nothing to do with your intelligence, nothing to do with your aptitude, nothing to do with your just consistent graft. No, it was all luck. Going back to some practicalities for a moment, here in Finland, I know a great guy, Kazakh guy, hello Ruslan, who was living in St. Petersburg with his wife. He's, as you know, Kazakhstan and Russia are not members of the EU, but you know what? He's here living and working in Finland with his wife and his young boy. Absolutely fantastic. He is a guy who doesn't believe in luck. What he does is he grabs hold of the world and he shapes it in a manner that pleases him. And he does so. He's not like one of these politicians. He does it through voluntary, mutually beneficial exchange. He's an educated, skillful, highly qualified guy who's got marketable skills, and Finns want to hire him. Good for him. That's what I say. I don't attribute his success to luck. We've got some. I don't know what those are. They've just. Cormorants, maybe. Me and my wife don't like cormorants. It's entirely irrational. Cormorants have never done anything wrong to us, but they look a bit weird when they fly. Their wings are kind of, the flapping of the wings, it's all like a bit ugly, unsynchronized, and they eat loads of Baltic herring. End of digression. Yeah, so this argument that you have to be married to somebody from, I don't know, a EU country to go and live in an EU country, it's a load of garbage. I know people from all over the place, not just from Russia, Kazakhstan, India, all over the place, Americans, and they are able to come and live and work in Finland because they've got marketable skills. Is it an accident that they've got marketable skills? Was it just good luck? No, it wasn't. Stop making excuses. Stop attributing luck to things that are decisions, not luck. The other thing to say as well is that kind of envy, it will just eat you up. So it's not good to be envious of other people who are more talented than you, harder working than you, willing to take the initiative and change their lives for the better. It's not good to be envious of those people and to say that they've got to where they've got just because they were lucky. So what do I believe about luck? Well, in my view, over your lifetime, most people get equal amounts of good luck and bad luck. Obviously, in some cases, the bad luck can be very, very bad luck in that you might, I don't know, get some disease or something, or somebody might run into your car and you might be paralyzed or something like that. So sometimes some people get some very, very bad luck like that, that shortens their life or whatever. Not that much you can do about that, but fortunately those sorts of situations, in my observation, are quite, I can only think of maybe 3 or 4 people prior to Divok who died in their 20s, 30s, 40s and 50s, and I don't know anybody who died in an accident. I know I know 2 people out of, I don't know, like tens of thousands that I played sport with, young kids that I taught, etc. So everybody gets some good luck and they get some bad luck. Now, the dividing line between, I believe this, the dividing line between successful and unsuccessful people is this. Successful people, when they have good luck, they don't let it run through their hands like sand running. You know, unsuccessful people, they have their good luck, but they don't take those opportunities. The sand just runs between their fingers. They don't grip the situation. Whereas a successful person, when they have good luck, what they do is that they just capitalize on it. They jump all over it and make the most of it. They recognize it and they work hard to amplify it and build on it. Whereas I say the unsuccessful person, they just take it for granted. They have this attitude of entitlement. You know, I'm entitled to be lucky. In terms of bad luck, everyone has in their life some bad luck. And unsuccessful people, what they tend to do is wallow in their bad luck. They will tell everybody about how unlucky they've been, and they'll kind of embrace their victim status. You'll see this. This is what schools teach young people these days. They teach them that their own failings are down to other people's fault. You know, it's society's fault. It's toxic masculinity. It's whoever. And this is obviously very, very problematic. You know, because you're just going to create a generation of resentful, toxic, dysfunctional, unproductive people who are just a pain in the backside to be around. So what approach do you adopt when you've had some bad luck? Well, what you do is you dust yourself down and you have another go, don't you? And you think about what you could have done to maybe internalize that external constraint, that external bad luck that you've had. What could I have done different to maybe insulate myself from that risk? That's what successful people do. So in summary then, successful people, they recognize when they've got good luck and they jump all over it. They don't let that opportunity run through their hands. When bad things happen to them, they dust themselves down and they go again. Now what I'm going to do now is just walk to this bird tower and see if we can see any swans or any other, like the water birds that have come back from their winter away. And I think there's somebody else on the bird tower, so I'm still pretty shy doing these YouTube videos, so I probably will just show the images, the movies, whatever I've been able to capture, and let's see what my luck's like. Oh yeah, the other thing that I was going to say as well about luck and health is that I need to kind of refine what I've just said a little bit, because I've said that your health, or I implied maybe that your health is entirely down to luck, you know, and obviously luck can be very, very important in terms of, I don't know, being knocked over or getting cancer and dying and whatever. But you know, I think what we're seeing now, you know, post Britney Spears and the Boosters, is that even with health, quite a bit of that is within your control. Like, did you choose to comply with evil to fit in and go to the Britney Spears and the Boosters? Because if you did, that will have come at a personal cost to you in terms of your own health. That's becoming self-evident now. Another thing that the conspiracy theorists were right about. And the other thing as well that I would say, you know, as a Christian, something that I'm just kind of getting my head around really, is that yes, we are God's creation, but and we're created in God's image, but we also have a personal responsibility to look after this skin suit that we've been given, and to try to be the very, very best version of ourselves as possible, which basically means, you know, looking after ourselves, eating the right types of food, getting out like I'm doing now, doing some exercise. These things are very, very important, and of course they affect your health in the long term. So again, you know, you come back to this perennial issue of free will. Some people suffer bad health through bad luck, but I think more people suffer bad health as a result of decisions that they themselves made to, you know, as I say, eat the wrong food and have a bad lifestyle. Sometimes in the long run, good can also come about as a consequence of an event that you initially perceived to be bad luck. I used to say this quite a lot to the students I used to teach. So give us an example, Nigel. Well, I think probably the best one I can give now is, you know, what happened with Divok, and the fact that my 35-year teaching career was ended by circumstances that were beyond my control. Now, you know, you can say that that was bad luck. It certainly didn't feel good at the time. However, in the long run, I'm now here in Finland doing YouTubes, and I think at the moment I'm nearing in on 1.8 million YouTube views. So, you know, in terms of, you know, I would never have done that without Divok. Divok created that opportunity. You know, that bit of bad luck inspired me to do something different with my life, and as a consequence of it, you know, things worked out fairly well. And I think that that's a reoccurring theme, is that good can often come about as a result of something that initially seemed bad at the time. A lot of it is about your mindset. You wallow in your perceived bad luck, or do you like paradoxically look for opportunities that might be created? This is my appeal to those that I've kind of labelled as doomsters, is that I think for their own benefit as much as anything else, they need to change their own mindset and become more positive thinking. Drat, I just missed some. That was unlucky, or maybe I just wasn't fast enough. So have you noticed this too, that sometimes you might, desperately want to be lucky in a particular direction? Like for me today, it's I really would like to have seen some swans. There's 2 cormorants, but the way that it works out, I think they call it sod's law, don't they? Is that what you want, you often don't get. But it's this attitude of gratitude again. So I didn't see any swans flying in formation, but I did see a couple of woodpeckers, a crane, and those cormorants. And that's all I want to say. So God bless from sunny but slightly cold Finland. So I'm taking the sun. I'm not thinking about the negative. So anyway, waffling now, so God bless.